Welcome to the Limitless Landscapers podcast. I'm Paula, and today I'm here with Paul. And Paul runs Greenlite and Nitelux, and it's all about garden lighting, but also not just about lighting a garden, designing the lighting in the garden. It's all about really how this can help your business, help you grow your business, maybe add another income stream to your landscaping or design business. So let's go to the show. As the founder of the Landscapers Circle and the Limitless Landscapers podcast, I am here to help you get more money, time, and freedom to make your life and business truly limitless. Through my experiences as the owner of a garden design and landscaping business, and through tried and tested methods, if you want help with the marketing, managing, and growing of your business, then you are in the right place. If you are a landscaper, garden designer, horticultural business, or a supplier to the industry, be sure to hit subscribe so you never miss an episode. Now, let's get back to the show. Hello, Paul, and welcome to this podcast. It's a bit off the cuff. It's off the back of, we've just done a very successful webinar live to landscapers, designers, and an electrician was on there actually as well, weren't they? So off the back of that, I wanted to invite you onto our podcast. But first of all, could you give our listeners just a bit of background about you and Nitelux and where you're at?
I'll try to do that in a few sentences. Well, basically, I started training or moved on to my apprenticeship when I was 17. I had done 5 years with a company called the London Electricity Board, or the LEB as it was back then. And from that point, I think I was 22, I then went self-employed. And I then done domestic electrical work for probably 25 years. Had a company, had some guys, not big firm at all. From there, I suddenly had to make a decision. It was in a sort of a fairly hard recession, and we wanted to specialise into one arena. And so we picked garden lighting, which I was a complete novice at. I mean, I'd put it in as an electrician, but as an electrician would put it in, which is, you know, up to current regulations, but it's not how we install things now as professional garden lighting installers. And I was very lucky that I bumped into a guy called Dave Milson, he was really big in garden lighting in the 80s, really was an innovator in the field of designing and installing. Bumped into him and he basically mentored me for about 3 years. We would do joint projects together. At this time, I was doing nothing but garden lighting, so he was helping me a lot. He was supplying the lights, doing the design work. I gradually learned over that period of time. Dave then retired. I then done all the design work in-house, which I've been doing quite a lot up to the point of when he retired. And we was then designing and installing lighting systems with Greenlite, and that started about 15, 20 years ago. And we was installing all the lights that are on the market. But we found there are various systems within the electrical industry. You have series wired, parallel wired, mains voltage lights. Certain lights will want certain drivers and transformers to drive them. So we ended up with a van full of multiple items, gardens with mixed systems. So again, another quite sort of a crucial decision 7 years ago was made. We need our own lights. We need to manufacture our own lights. So we looked at manufacturing here first, but we just couldn't get on. We just couldn't find a suitable company. I won't go into the wheres and wherefores of it all, but we then decided to look at manufacturing abroad, which is in China. Foshan is the LED lighting capital of the world. That's what they specialise in. So we flew over there. My wife and I, we flew over there. She's a partner in a business 7 years ago, spent a week in a factory with the production crew and the managers with a tick list of stuff that we wanted, how we wanted these lights built from sort of, by that point, 12, 15 years of installing lights. And Nitelux was born. And it was born purely for our own jobs, our own install teams, wasn't interested in retailing at that point. We just wanted to make life simpler and more seamless on our own jobs, which worked very well. System linked together rather than having loads of joints, heat shrink joints. We would actually link the lighting together with couplers called the linkable lighting system. That saved us about a third on labour. Various electricians and landscapers, designers used to see this stuff and pick it up, wondered where they could buy it. And so I took the decision about a year ago to actually start retailing it. And it took us about 6 months to get all the e-commerce site done, all the paraphernalia, all the backup systems and various things, as you know, with Landscape Circle, how you've helped us do all that, and basically launched it about 6 months ago out to the industry.
Yeah, and I mean, I think the main thing with outdoor lighting and being a landscaper and garden designer myself is that people get a bit scared of doing it themselves. They tend to outsource it to an electrician who then expects you to be able to design it for you. Nitelux is a bit different from that. From my, from my knowledge on working with Nitelux, it's Part P exempt and it's 12 voltage. So it means that we can actually install it without an electrician, and also plug and place type setup.
That's correct. I mean, it wasn't initially, but when landscapers started expressing a real big interest in it, I suddenly realised there's an awful lot of landscapers out there that prior to Part P coming in, which was an electrical regulation that said that everybody had to be certified to do certain aspects of electrical work, and a lot of landscapers used to put lighting in themselves. And it was still stuff sort of brought with the wholesalers. So it's still mains voltage lights, which are very, very, very susceptible for tripping issues. As soon as Part P come in, basically garden lighting that landscapers used to install ceased overnight. And so they started employing professionals who, were putting in good jobs, installing to a very, very high degree. A lot of the guys, they're registered, have to be registered. It was just perhaps in certain cases, certain types of lights that were being fitted that was letting people down. And obviously the landscaper then had to build into his schedule of works several visits by a third-party contractor to get this work done. And there was a lot of issues around these events, and I think landscapers then just suddenly said, look, we're not installing garden lighting. It's too problematic, it's too unreliable, causes us too many problems. What we'll do when we get asked by the client if we do garden lighting, we'll ask them to use their own electrician. But again, you guys still have to liaise with that contractor. Now, we're electricians. All my guys are qualified electricians. It's just that we have diversified into garden lighting. So what I thought, why not try and put together a system of lights that these landscapers can put in themselves? And they haven't got to be Part P. And basically that means if it's 12 volt, it hasn't got to be Part P. So we devised a system that could plug straight into a socket outlet via a timed photocell, which means the lights can come on at dusk, switch off after so many hours, and you have settings. It can switch off after 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours. You can have them on permanently, you can have them off permanently. And you can put all this together just like an irrigation system in your garden. And we now find that we have dozens now of landscape gardeners that actually use this system on near enough every single garden that they fit now. And what it's done, it's provided them with two really good income streams. A, they can charge to put it in.
Yeah.
So even if, they can charge the same as an electrical contractor would charge them to put it in. We don't say put this in for free just because you're on site. You still put that in as a price. So you're getting that extra income from the job. You're also getting a nice discount off of the product. So your trade guys, you get a trade discount. So you get a trade discount. So you're earning money off the light as well. The other advantage is that you can actually build this stuff in as you go. So if you're building a set of steps, you can build the cables in, you can build the shrouds in, you can run the cables if and when you want to. You know where the ducks are going to go. There's nothing wrong them you putting in a load of ducks in a garden only for a guy to turn up and suddenly decide to take a different route and there's no ducks in that area. So the advantages were really big, and we found that the feedback, again, we like running little surveys on Nitelux, and one of the surveys we ran was the feedback from customers, and they definitely got a wow factor when they switched on at night.
Yeah. Now,
not particularly just because they were Nitelux lights, although, they're what we call professional grade linkable lighting system. It's because the way it was lit and the way it's designed and the type of light that goes in and all that sort of help comes from us to you guys. So we will, for example, you can send us a set of drawings and we will put dots on paper for you. We will tell you what light goes where and why, and we will give you a list of Nitelux items you need to put that in. And after probably 2 or 3 jobs, you'll be doing this yourself. It's a very, very easy process to learn. The other thing I think is very, very important is that every single product you see on that Nitelux website are professional install teams at Greenlite Install on a daily basis. We do not install any other system at all on Greenlight's work. And our jobs go from very small jobs to big, large walk-through gardens that sometimes take over 2 years to finish from an electrical point of view. So large jobs. So they're professional grade lights, going back to that tick list we made when we went to Foshan. We wanted our lights to be built and on level with the likes of sort of Hunza and Collingwood. We wanted that sort of reliability. But we had to come up with a unique system, and this is a unique system which enables you guys to put it in yourself. You do need a socket outlet in the garden. That is one thing. You do need a waterproof socket. Again, we've got guys that use our products that there is no socket, just employ an electrician to put a socket in.
Yeah.
You can use an inside socket. You can use an inside socket if you want to. We have had people do that, but we recommend an outside socket. From that point, you can run all your lighting. And if you can put an irrigation system together, then you can put this linkable lighting system together.
But I think that's really important to highlight, because obviously at the moment with the economy how it is, people are probably looking at ways to grow their business, build different income streams into their businesses. And I think being able to offer, as a designer and landscaper, being able to offer a garden design lighting plan, which you can help them with, and then buy the lights, make the money from the supply of the lights, plus then get your help with the first couple of installations. So whether that be by a site visit, depending on the area, or Zoom call or call with you.
Yes.
It's an easy way to not only make a percentage on the supply, also your day rate for actually installing, and you come as a complete package then. So you can essentially, from my point of view, I would certainly then raise our prices, because we are able to offer an all-round service, so they don't have to contact an electrician.
That's right. It is a complete service, and I know landscapers that have lost jobs because they weren't prepared to put irrigation systems in. They weren't prepared to put lighting in. They weren't prepared to put various other things in a garden. You know, they just wanted to do the bare essentials, which was do the design or be given the design, build the garden and walk away. Well, things have changed now, and this system enables you. Plus, not only that, I think you guys spend a long time. I think even the smallest of gardens will take a month to build. Big gardens, 6 to 8 months to build.
Yeah.
I think it's a crying shame that your stuff isn't showcased at night.
Yeah.
You know, and again, you know, the garden hasn't got to be brilliantly lit. It's got to be an atmospherically lit garden with specific items picked out, and that is where we help you. Plus, the other thing we offer is, you know, if you have problems on site and you're just not sure about anything, when you pick up and get asked, you'll go through to our, you know, our telephone exchange, if you like, and they will take your number and they'll say a guy from technical will call you back. Well, those guys that are calling you back are not working from a book, going down with a ruler and looking at answers they've been given. You'll get through to either me or Tom. Tom's our head installer. So you're actually getting through to guys that have installed this stuff for 7, 8 years.
Yeah.
And if you get through to Tom, he will be on site installing as you call him.
Yeah.
And you will never, ever come across a situation that we have never been through, where there is always an answer, and we will always give you that answer. We will always give you a procedure to follow. And we also, you know, we try and look after you, put it that way. We try and, as I said before earlier on the Zoom call, I've said it and I'll back it up, that, you know, if a lot of people are worried about what size lights and things to put in, and say we do help you. But let's say, for example, you put a garden in and the customer said, look, there's 3 lights in the garden that are just too bright. We want them not as bright. As long as they haven't been abused and they haven't been in for a year, you know, I think we've got to have a cut-off point of what, a month. I think a customer has a fair idea after a month of whether a light's bright enough or not in the garden. Send those lights back to us. We give you a free post label, stick it on, send it back free of charge. We'll post you out 3 other lights that aren't as bright, or we'll actually credit, if you want them, we'll then credit your credit card back. If you want brighter lights, your customer say, yeah, great, but the oak tree needs to be brighter. Okay, send that light back. We'll send you a brighter one in the range. You just pay the difference. You know, our aim is to make you completely self-sufficient and comfortable in designing and installing your own lighting systems.
But I think that's what is so good with Nitelux. And obviously you're a client of TLC, so I know a lot more about your lights than any others on the market, just through us running your social media and stuff, and you've been a TLC member. But the fact is that what I like is that you're happy to hold our hands as we go down this journey of starting to design the lighting in and also installing, but also to look after us afterwards. So with your warranty, like your 4-year warranty, your technical advice, that if something goes wrong, you're there on hand, you're available by call, you get through to someone who's trained, who's done the job for many years. So it's a lot safer bet than just going to your electrical wholesaler, getting any old light and sticking it in.
I mean, I'll tell you what happened last week. For example, a guy ordered some stuff off the website. There was only one of this particular light in stock. He wanted 3 of them. I sent him an email that day saying, look, hi, you know, these lights are coming in 48 hours. We'll send them out then. He didn't see that email. It went into his spam. This is a true story. I can back this up by proof of texts and things.
Yeah.
I said, okay, this was a Friday, a Thursday. He said, okay. I said, look, we can get these out to you, post you tomorrow, next working day, deliveries Monday. Oh, no, I've got the job booked for Saturday. Oh, I said, really? I said, where's your job? And he told me. I said, well, we've got 4 jobs in Surrey at the moment. I'm doing a site visit on an each, and you're about half an hour from one of those jobs. So what I'll do, I'll go down to our fulfillment centre. I'll pick up those extra lights you need, and I'll drive them and drop them over at your house. And that's what we've done. We drove them to his house and dropped them off. And that is because one of our sayings in Nitelux is built by contractors for contractors. Yeah. We are not just a retail company. We are contractors. My guys are out there fitting this stuff every day. I know what it's like to plan a job, to get there and find you haven't got the gear.
Yeah.
And that is a sort of support that we try and give.
I love that, because that is what we are all looking for. I mean, TLC is the landscape circle created by a landscaper for a landscaper, and people in the industry, because I get where they're coming from, growing their businesses, building their business. Yeah. And it's the same sort of thing with you guys. You get what we're going to come up against. And also you offer sort of a 24-hour turnaround, don't you, on some, if depending.
Yeah, I mean, again, because we don't manufacture in this country, I had to make that decision. It's quite a hard decision, but I think we can offer, you know, a very good service. We've basically got a fulfillment centre that's full of our lights, basically.
Yeah.
And we're having stuff shipped over by sea. There's always something on the sea with our name on it, sort of coming over. And so if you order before 1 o'clock, as long as the item's in stock, and I make every item, I really do make a big effort to make sure everything's in stock, you will get that next working day delivery.
Yeah.
And that's by DPD. It's going to be put on the website, but I've probably had half a dozen people in the last 2 weeks phone me up and say, look, I've just put an order through. Is there any chance we can have it before 10:30? I phone my fulfillment centre up, so we need it before 10:30. We don't charge you any extra for that. I get charged for it, but we don't pass that on to you. So, you know, we do everything possible to try. There's no trade secrets. You know, I've had conversations with people and I say, you shouldn't be giving this information out. You shouldn't be saying how you fit step lights. You shouldn't be saying how you fit a light in the lawn. It's, you know, you've earned that through hard experience and knocks. There's no secrets in this industry. Why? Why should there be secrets? And about electricians going into garden lighting, look, we're not supermen. You know, I'm an electrician by trade. If I went and joined a firm tomorrow, putting lifts in and doing all the electrical work in lift shafts, I wouldn't have a bloody clue. So why shouldn't I be trained on putting those? Or if I went and say had to do air conditioning, I wouldn't have a clue as an electrician where to start with an air conditioning unit. I would have to be trained. Just because I'm an electrician just doesn't mean I'm master of everything electrical.
Yeah.
And this is the same with electricians in this field, but primarily it is for landscapers and landscape designers.
Yeah.
We have an awful lot of electricians using their gear because they like the quality of it and it's very speedy and they like the service. And they like the fact that when they talk to us, we sort of talk the same language. We're very, hello mate, how you doing? What's the problem? Yeah, it's great. We can do that. Bang.
Yeah.
You know, even when you send stuff back, we give you a free post label. It goes into quarantine. In theory, I'm meant to go down there and look at it to make sure it's not been abused, but I never do. I just send you a new unit out. because we're the manufacturer, it gives me the ability to do that.
Yeah.
I'm not buying this product from another retailer and trying to make a bit of money on it. We manufacture this product. I can tell you now, there's probably been half a dozen things in the last 3 years when guys that fit this stuff have come back to me and said, don't like the way this is done. Can you get it changed? We've looked at it, we've changed it, we've put it into the process at the factory, and it's come through.
Yeah.
That's where we are in the actual process of Nitelux. So we're very much looking at good product, looking after you, trying to get the industry back into putting out nice lighting systems. There are very, very good lighting manufacturers out there. I cannot knock a single good top quality lighting manufacturer. The difference is with you guys, you're probably going to have to get a set of screwdrivers and some pliers and some electrical tools and test machines and have some electrical knowledge to fit it.
Yeah.
With Nitelux,
you guys.
With Nitelux, we've done away with all that.
Yeah. So you make it really easy for us to be able to offer this service, make more money.
Yes.
And feel confident doing so because we know you're at the end of the phone, basically. And if anything's wrong.
And don't forget, for every year that Nitelux gets older, our warranty increases. So at the moment, we're 4 years. We thought, right, the first 3 years, we'll let everything get tested. We've made the mistakes. Let's improve the product. About 4 years ago, we was happy with it. We're still making little tiny changes, things that you wouldn't notice, but we change. So we said, right, okay, we've got stuff in there now that's been 4 or 5 years in the field, never broken down. Let's give them 4 years warranty.
Yeah.
Next July, that goes to 5 years warranty. The July after that, it goes to 6 years warranty. So we're putting our money where our mouth is. We're not sticking with a 4-year carte blanche warranty. We're hopefully going to get up to that 7 to 10 years.
Yeah.
And again, because I'm the manufacturer, if you come and spend a couple of £1,000s with me and in 3 or 4 years or 5 years time, a light breaks, it's almost me saying, well, thank you very much for the initial spending your money with us.
Yeah.
Because I'm only paying the cost that it cost me to manufacture the light to replace it. Do you understand? I'm trying to sort of put that across in the right way. That it's almost like a gratitude of, oh yeah, well, I think you've abused this light, so it doesn't come under the warranty. Oh, look, the glass is cracked. You must have hit it with something, so I'm not going to cover the warranty. We're not like that. Yeah. We're just happy that if we do that and it's good customer relations, the chances are you're going to spend money with us again. Yeah. And I know that sounds quite mercenary, but everybody's out to make money in business. Yeah. You are, I am, the landscapers are. There's not a designer out there that will do a design free of charge 5 days a week. We've all got to make some sort of money. What I'm trying to do, I'm trying to make it so that I get treated like I was treated from good suppliers when I was a contractor. Yeah. I used to go into a showroom sometimes, electrical wholesaler, can pick any national wholesaler. They'll have a massive, great big catalogue of everything they sell. You flick through, you pick out one particular brand of socket with a special finish on it. You say, I want 10 of them. Right, we'll have to order them. That'll be 6 to 8 weeks. And I thought, that's nuts. That's crazy. So that's the other thing at Nitelux. If it's in the catalogue, we should be able to get it out to you. Yeah. Not 30 days, 40 days, 50 days time. Yeah. No, I get that. And the other bonus, I suppose, if you choose to go down this route, which I think is a definite way forward, I'm definitely going to start with our business. I'm going to try it on our garden as well, is the fact that for those that are eco-conscious, you've got quite big plans, you've partnered with Ecology. Do you want to just tell us a little bit about that? Yeah, again, we are very sort of conscious that we do bring this stuff in from outside the UK. The only thing I will say is we probably work with a dozen businesses in this country that support Nitelux. Yes. Going from delivery, DPD, to you guys, to graphic designers, to the people that do our videos. Oh, the list goes on and on and on. But yeah, we joined a company called Ecology. You can look them up on the internet, and basically they plant trees around the world. And we approached them and said, look, we want to become a member of your organisation. We would like a counter put on our website so that as we plant trees, people can see that number growing. And we would also like, if possible, that when someone buys something from us and a tree gets planted, they get an email, perhaps telling them where that tree's been planted and how many they've got. So we spoke to them and I made the decision. I said, okay, I'll tell you what we'll do. For every £20 that gets spent at Nitelux, we will plant 1 tree. And with a view of trying to become carbon neutral, perhaps with our shipping cost. Yeah. Everybody's got to manufacture, whether it's in this country or abroad. So we're all sort of got to use up carbon that way. But we do obviously spend a little bit more on bringing stuff in. the assembled items. Everybody has to buy the core product from abroad, whether it's stainless steel, bronze or copper.
Yeah.
It has to come from abroad. We don't mind that stuff in this country anymore. So to date, I think we've planted nearly 5,000 trees, which we're really proud of. And it means, for example, if you was to spend £100, you get 5 trees planted in your name. And I think we're something like 11 tons of carbon footprint offset. So that will grow gradually throughout the coming years, and we'll never stop it. You know, even if we ever get to that point of being carbon neutral, that will still carry on, because I think it's great that we're just trying to offset a little bit of the carbon footprint that we're creating.
Oh, it's a big topic at the moment. I mean, we've got our Time for Turf campaign, you know, looking at artificial grass as one thing that, you know, perhaps should not be used so much, and trying to educate people that way. So from an, you know, that point of view, people are thinking about the climate, thinking about what they're doing when they're purchasing things. So having that,
I totally understand.
Right.
I mean, we've just come away from a 5-day break in Brighton. The whole family went down there. My little grandson, he's only 18 months. We went down there. We rented a house out right on the beach, and they had a lovely rooftop garden with a pizza oven.
Yeah.
And it is done in artificial grass. And we had a really hot day, so we was walking around without anything on our feet, and we couldn't actually go out there.
Yeah.
Because it burned our feet.
I know.
And we work on jobs with artificial grass, but I didn't make that mental connection.
Yeah.
Until I'd walked out there and realised that it burnt my feet. And this is going back to like the lighting days, when we used to have old diachroic lamps that got very, very, very hot.
Yeah.
You know, you couldn't let your little toddler crawl out there and sit on one of these lights with his nappy on or her nappy on, because it would like melt the nappy and give them a burn.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we all have to make a little bit of an effort. There are other things, we've got other plans that we want to do, but they do take time. You know, we're not particularly happy that we've got, you know, a little bit of bubble wrap going into our packages when they're sent out. So we're trying to get shredded paper.
Yeah.
Instead, all the boxes that we use are recyclable, so they've all come from recycled paper.
Yeah.
So, you know, we are making a big effort to try and cut down as much as possible. But at the end of the day, you have a business to run. That business has certain processes, and some of them you just can't get around. Yeah.
But yeah, doing the bit, making everyone happy with everything, and
yeah, I think so.
Doing our bit for the environment as well.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's been a good journey so far. Retail was brand new to me, so a lot to learn. I say, you know, you guys helped us initially, or still are, but initially in the early days, a very, very steep learning curve.
Yeah.
And it's just the processes, you know, it's not just a matter of having an e-commerce website. There's other bits of software that are bolted to that website, so that when you put that order through on our website, the instant you put that order through, that is sent electronically to our fulfillment center.
Right.
It is then picked and packaged and sent. You know, we don't touch it.
Yeah.
It's seamless. You know, perhaps without the advent of technology, if I wanted to do this 20 years ago, I probably couldn't have done it because the technology wasn't there. But now we have that technology, and that's really good. But all those processes all need learning.
Yes.
On how to set up, how to handle. You know, there's a thing called active campaign, so that when you buy something from us, it will automatically send you out emails.
Yeah.
Asking you how you got on with a product, have you got any problems with it? If you want to talk to us, just pick the phone up. That's all done automatically. So it's all this type of thing that took an awful long time learning. Even cardboard boxes, you know, labels on cardboard boxes, how to ship stuff over, how to package stuff, what to include in the boxes, all the instruction sheets, all the videos that have been made, all the photographs that have been done. It's just been a complete learning process.
But what a great process. Now we're here. So
yeah, brilliant.
No,
Brilliant
cool.
stuff.
Right, thank you, Paul.
Okay, no worries.
Podcast, and I will speak to you soon. And
okay,
I will
thank you
put
very much.
In the show notes, I'll put exactly how to get in contact with you and all about Nitelux as well. So
yeah, fantastic stuff.
Thanks, Paul.
Okay, Paula, many thanks.
See you later. So that was Paul from Greenlight and Nitelux. I wanted to bring you that because we just finished on the webinar, and you know, TLC, the Landscaper Circle, is here to help landscapers, garden designers, horticultural businesses grow their businesses And to be able to offer the outdoor lighting as an extra service is just a really great potential for any business that's willing to start, to try and go forward with that. And also having great, lighting and it being designed really well into a garden. Now, if you don't know much about designing lighting into a garden, you need to click the link to get the replay of the Nitelux and TLC webinar that we've just finished, because that will give you some really good, helpful tips, hints and advice on how to really do some great garden lighting and how Paul works it out for you. But he can do that for you anyway. But to be able to do that in your outdoor spaces that you've built and designed is, it just creates the wow factor. Clients love it. You can, go back for more. You can build more lighting into that as well. So it's just a great way to add another service, another revenue stream, really make more money, add money to the bottom line to your business. And that's what we're all about, really, and what we've got to think about in this economy at the moment. So go check out at Greenlight Limited, at Nitelux Limited, and have a look at all the websites, Instagram links and everything will be below. Go and get the free replay of the webinar, because once you hit replay and watch that, you'll also then get all the extra stuff that comes from having the replay sent to you. So you'll get some PDFs, lots of really good stuff that Paul uses in his business that will be really beneficial to you if you are looking to start offering an outdoor lighting service, whether that's designing it into your designs or whether that's design and build or just build. And like Paul said, what I know from Paul, having worked with him and him being a long-standing TLC member now, is that he really is, what you see is what you get. And he really does have fantastic customer service, second to none, will really help you out on this journey. So if it is something that you want to look into, do get in touch with him. He's really nice and the products speak for themselves. So yeah, I'll put all the links in the show notes. And if you are looking for more help with growing your business, maybe you do want to chat through offering new services, it might not be outdoor lighting, it might be something else, then that's where I can help you in TLC. So do feel free to send me a message, DM me on Instagram, info@thelandscapercircle.co.uk if you want to email me, or if you have any questions about business, or if you are struggling with anything and maybe business is getting on top of you, get in touch. I will happily try and help you or point you in the right direction if it's something I can't help you with. And yeah, if you want to join TLC, jump on the wait list, because you get a freebie to help plan the rest of your year. And also you will be the first to know when I open the doors to new members later this year, which I'm pretty excited about. So anyway, thanks for listening, and I will see you next week for another episode of the Limitless Landscapers podcast.